make a play on the drive. Got the floater. It's Alexander Walker. 3-ball. Corner pocket. 5-point game. Gobert rolling to the rim. Great catch.
Broke his leg in his very first NBA game, once booed by his own fans, once collapsed under pressure that seemed to swallow his entire career. But Julius Randle is not one to kneel before fate. From the ruins of failure, he returned and single-handedly built an empire. A diamond-studded Rolls-Royce, a penthouse soaring into the New York sky, a multi-million-dollar mansion gifted to his mother as an affirmation from a man who turned scars into castles. How could someone once turned away by the whole world ignite the biggest stage? This is the story of Julius Randle and his journey against all limits. Chapter 1. Childhood. From the old courts of Dallas to the bright lights of Kentucky. Julius Dion Randle was born on November 29, 1994, in Dallas, Texas. He grew up in a single-parent household. His mother, Carolyn Kiles, was a college basketball player before becoming a nurse. She shouldered everything, finances, education, and spirit, to raise her only son. Without a father figure by his side, Julius soon had to learn to face the world on his own. The house where he and his mother lived was in South Dallas, a poor and unstable neighborhood. When his mother worked night shifts at the hospital, Julius found refuge on the public basketball courts, where only the dim yellow streetlights and worn-out backboards stood. From a young age, Julius stood out due to his tall physique. But life wasn't easy for him. Once, when he was only 7 years old, Julius broke his leg during a street basketball game with older kids. The fall forced him into a cast and sidelined him for months. However, instead of giving up, Julius learned his first lesson in patience and resilience. Despite growing up in poverty, Julius carried a great ambition within him. With his mother's quiet support, he attended Prestonwood Christian Academy in Plano, Texas, a renowned private school. Here, under the guidance of professional coaches, Julius not only honed his basketball skills but also developed discipline and a strong work ethic. Julius's high school career was brilliant from the start. He led the Prestonwood team to 3 Texas Association of Private and Parochial Schools, TAPS Class 5. State championships, consistently earning recognition as one of the top young talents in the country. During his high school years, Julius was consistently ranked among the top 5 high school players nationwide, alongside future stars like Andrew Wiggins and Jabari Parker. In his senior year of high school, fate once again tested Julius. He suffered a broken foot, disrupting his season. Yet, thanks to his explosive performances beforehand, Julius was still heavily recruited by major universities. Ultimately, he decided to join the University of Kentucky, a top-tier basketball program under the guidance of coach John Calipari. In the 2013-14 season, Julius immediately asserted his position in the NCAA. Wearing the Kentucky Wildcats jersey, he averaged 15.0 points and 10.4 rebounds per game, helping the team reach the NCAA tournament final. Although Kentucky lost to UConn in the championship game, Julius left a deep impression with his powerful and energetic playing style. After just one college season, Julius declared for the 2014 NBA draft, officially stepping onto the professional stage. From a boy practicing shots under the faint yellow lights of South Dallas, Julius Randle had reached the brightest lights of American basketball. Chapter 2. Career, a bitter beginning, and a journey to prove himself. On June 26, 2014, at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, Julius Randle was officially announced as the 7th overall pick in the first round of the 2014 NBA draft by the Los Angeles Lakers. For a boy who grew up on the old courts of Dallas, that moment was not just a dream come true, but also the beginning of a new and challenging journey. However, fate seemed to continue testing Julius's perseverance. In his very first NBA game, On October 28, 2014, Randle suffered a severe injury, a fractured right tibia. Immediate surgery followed, and his rookie season ended after just 14 minutes on the court. It was a heavy blow, as his career was forced to a halt before it even began. Refusing to let his career end in bitterness, Julius Randle dedicated the entire 2014-15 season to recovery, rebuilding his fitness from scratch. The following season, 2015-16, he returned strong in the Lakers jersey, playing 81 games and averaging 11.3 points and 10.2 rebounds per game. Randle began to establish himself as a modern big man, not only strong in the paint, but also capable of handling the ball and moving quickly like a guard. The following years in Los Angeles were a journey of constant progress. In particular, the 2017-18 season saw Julius explode with averages of 16.1 points and 8.0 rebounds, becoming one of the rare bright spots for the Lakers during their rebuilding phase. However, in 2018, with the arrival of LeBron James, the Lakers decided not to retain Randle to make room for bigger plans. Julius became a free agent. He quickly found a new home with the New Orleans Pelicans. During the 2018-19 season, Randle made significant strides, averaging 21.4 points, 8.7 rebounds, and 3.1 assists per game. Career highs at that point. He teamed up with Anthony Davis on a potentially strong team, but internal turmoil prevented the Pelicans from going far in the playoffs. In the summer of 2019, Julius Randle signed a 3-year, $63 million contract with the New York Knicks. However, his first year at Madison Square Garden was far from smooth. In the 2019-20 season, Julius played inconsistently, drawing criticism for holding the ball too much and making poor decisions. The major turning point came in the 2020-21 season. Under the guidance of coach Tom Thibodeau, Randle underwent a spectacular transformation, averaging 24.1 points, 10.2 rebounds, and 6.0 assists per game, earning his first NBA All-Star selection, winning the NBA Most Improved Player Award, and being named to the All-NBA Second Team. More importantly, Julius led the Knicks back to the playoffs after an 8-year absence, igniting an unprecedented frenzy in New York. Although the Knicks lost to the Atlanta Hawks in the first round, and Randle did not perform well in that series, his impact was undeniable. The following 2 seasons, 2021-22 and 2022-23, saw ups and downs in Julius Randle's career. He had a down year, facing significant criticism from the media and New York fans, especially after an incident where he gave the thumbs down gesture to the crowd. Yet, Randle stood firm, and in the 2022-23 season, he bounced back strongly, earning his second All-Star selection and helping the Knicks advance to the Eastern Conference semifinals. In the 2023-24 season, he continued to maintain a high level of play, earning his third NBA All-Star selection. However, in early 2024, during a collision, Randle dislocated his shoulder, forcing him to miss the remainder of the season, a significant loss for the Knicks. In October 2024, in a surprising trade, Julius Randle was traded by the New York Knicks to the Minnesota Timberwolves. In Minnesota, he joined a lineup with Karl Anthony Towns and Anthony Edwards, forming a formidable offensive trio. In the 2024-25 season, Randle averaged 18.9 points, 7.2 rebounds, and 4.5 assists, helping the Timberwolves finish in the top 3 of the Western Conference. In the first round of the 2025 playoffs, facing his former team, the Los Angeles Lakers, Julius Randle shone with averages of 22.5 points, 5.3 rebounds, and 4.5 assists per game, proving that no matter the ups and downs, he remains a true warrior. Chapter 3. Assets. From poor courts to mansions, supercars, and a multi-million-dollar fortune. Stepping into the NBA, Julius Randle didn't just fight to survive on the court. He also quietly built a solid financial empire for himself, a result forged with blood, sweat, and years of unseen effort. While his peers dove into the superficial world of money and fame, Julius chose a different path: diligent, persistent, and calculated. By 2025, his total net worth was estimated to be between $65 and $70 million, largely stemming from his NBA playing salary, with total earnings exceeding $180 million since his professional debut. But his salary was just the foundation. Julius also skillfully leveraged his image and lifestyle to sign endorsement deals with leading brands like Nike, Pepsi, and Body Armor, significantly expanding the flow of money into his accounts. Unlike many other NBA players who easily fall into a cycle of wasteful spending with diamond-studded watches or all-night parties, Julius Randle chose a more mature and meaningful approach. As soon as he received his first major contract from the Los Angeles Lakers, he didn't rush to buy supercars or throw lavish parties. Instead, he used the money to purchase a mansion in Encino, California, a quiet, highly secure area exclusively for the Los Angeles elite. The $2.6 million mansion boasts 6 bedrooms, an infinity pool with a stunning blue hue, a private movie theater, and a vast garden filled with greenery. But for Julius, it wasn't just an asset. It was a reward he gave himself after the painful years of recovery from the broken leg he suffered on his NBA debut, a journey that few could truly understand. When his career took a turn towards the New York Knicks, Julius moved to Manhattan, renting an expensive penthouse on the top floor of a luxurious building with a monthly rent of around $30,000. From the apartment, every morning he could gaze at the lush greenery of Central Park, an image symbolizing his relentless rise from the dusty courts of South Dallas to the most glamorous heart of America. Beyond real estate, Julius Randle also owns a stunning collection of supercars that impresses anyone who has the chance to see them. A pearl-white Rolls-Royce Cullinan, exquisitely personalized with a diamond-encrusted Spirit of Ecstasy, serves as a silent affirmation of his status without needing to be ostentatious. A jet-black Lamborghini Urus, a symbol of speed and power, is often his choice for short trips around the city. A Brabus-modified Mercedes-Benz G63 AMG, a perfect blend of ruggedness and luxury, takes him from the basketball court to his home on foggy New York nights. A metallic silver Porsche 911 Turbo S, his favorite sports car, is for when Julius wants to feel the raw power of the engine combined with pure driving pleasure. And among these million-dollar cars, there's still room for a Tesla Model X, a safe and environmentally friendly option he reserves for days when he's driving his 2 young sons. But Julius Randle's vision doesn't stop at luxury items. He quietly expanded his asset portfolio, venturing into the investment realm like a true businessman. In his home state of Texas, he became a major shareholder in a high-end restaurant chain known for its modern Southern cuisine. In Los Angeles, Julius invested in sports technology startups, promising potential projects with strong future returns. Moreover, he owns several commercial properties in the suburbs of Dallas, where he believes the value will steadily increase over time. All of this is aimed at creating a sustainable income stream, so he doesn't have to rely solely on the volatility of a professional athlete's career. Despite possessing a massive fortune, Julius Randle's lifestyle still revolves around 2 words: family. One of his largest and most meaningful expenditures was the purchase of a mansion worth over $1.8 million in Plano, Texas, as a gift for his mother, Carolyn Randle, the single mother who toiled to raise him during their most difficult days. In the spacious garden of the mansion, Julius erected a bronze statue depicting his mother and him embracing on his high school graduation day, a permanent reminder of his roots, of the days when the NBA dream was still so distant. Despite the bright lights of the arena, despite the expensive possessions, Julius Randle has never forgotten where he came from. From the boy wearing worn-out shoes, shooting hoops under the dim yellow lights of the South Dallas courts, he now stands amidst the skyscrapers of Manhattan, drives million-dollar cars, and steadily builds a future, not only for himself, but also for the next generation of his family. For Julius Randle, success is not only measured by titles or the amount of assets he owns, but also by how he uses that success to honor his origins, appreciate the past, and sow seeds of hope for the future. Chapter 4. Marriage, a home beside the bright lights. Amidst the ups and downs on the basketball court, Julius Randle was fortunate to find a solid anchor for himself, a great love that blossomed from the days before he was famous. He met Kendra Shaw while he was a student at the University of Kentucky. Kendra was a marketing major at the time and also worked as a part-time model. Unlike many girls attracted to the glamour of young athletes, Kendra impressed Julius with her confidence, intelligence, and how she stood on her own 2 feet through her own efforts. Their relationship began quietly, without fanfare. During the days when Julius had to travel constantly for tournaments, Kendra was always there, silently supporting him from afar. When Julius suffered a broken leg in his very first NBA game, Kendra was the one who never left his side, staying with him throughout the slow and painful months of recovery. In 2016, after nearly 3 years together, Julius proposed to Kendra during a romantic evening on Malibu Beach, California. He prepared a pathway covered in white roses with the words, "Will you marry me?" written in the sand under the radiant sunset. Kendra nodded tearfully, marking a new chapter in both of their lives. The wedding took place in August 2017 in Los Angeles, in a warm and private atmosphere. Guests included family, close friends, and a few close NBA teammates. Julius wore a classic tuxedo, while Kendra chose a custom-designed white lace wedding dress, simple yet elegant. Not long after, they welcomed their first child, Kaiden J. Randle, born in December 2016. Kendra later retired from modeling and shifted her focus to the fashion business. She founded her own brand called Calore, focusing on high-end clothing for modern women. Julius and Kendra's family life continued to flourish when they welcomed their second child, J.C. Carter Randle, in October 2021. By April 2025, Kendra happily announced that she was pregnant with their third child, a baby girl, due to be born at the end of the year. Even though the NBA spotlight has never dimmed around Julius Randle, he has always prioritized his family above all else. His rare days off are not spent on luxurious vacations, but often involve quality time with his wife and children, playing with the kids, or simply enjoying peaceful evenings in their Texas mansion. During every important game, the image of Kendra sitting in the stands, her eyes never leaving her husband, has become a familiar sight for fans. When Julius won the NBA Most Improved Player Award in 2021, he stood in the bright lights of the arena holding the trophy high. But his first glance was still towards his wife, as a reminder that this success belonged to both of them. The love between Julius and Kendra is not flashy, not overly expressed in words, but as strong and enduring as the persistent efforts he has shown throughout his career. A star on the basketball court, a devoted husband, and an exemplary father in real life. That is Julius Randle, in a way that not everyone sees behind the dunks and the scoreboard. Chapter 5. Scandal. Scars beneath the spotlight. No journey to the top is paved with roses. Julius Randle's career, alongside its glorious moments, also bears the marks of stumbles and controversies, scars that cannot be hidden beneath the bright lights of the arena. The 2021-22 season was one of the most difficult periods for Julius with the New York Knicks. After the explosive 2020-21 season, where he was hailed as the Knicks' savior, expectations for him soared. But a dip in performance, coupled with pressure from the New York media and fans, made things heavy. During a game at Madison Square Garden, amidst boos from the stands, Julius Randle reacted by giving the thumbs-down gesture, accompanied by an offensive remark directed at the crowd. The action immediately caused a media firestorm. The NBA fined Julius $25,000, and he was subsequently forced to publicly apologize to Knicks fans for his impulsive behavior. It wasn't just rifts with the fans. Sometimes his temper also led Julius into internal conflicts. During a game between the Knicks and the Clippers in March 2023, Randle was caught in a heated argument with an assistant coach, to the point where teammates had to intervene. These images further fueled questions about his ability to control his emotions in high-pressure environments. Leaving New York to join the Minnesota Timberwolves at the end of 2024, Julius hadn't completely escaped the controversies. In a November 2024 game against the Toronto Raptors, he refused to pass the ball to Rudy Gobert during a crucial play, leading to a 3-second violation and a regrettable turnover. The minor incident created tension in the Timberwolves locker room. Anthony Edwards, the team's young star, made veiled comments after the game about the team needing to play smarter and for each other more. Although Julius Randle later admitted his mistake and apologized to the entire team, the blemishes in the public eye couldn't be erased immediately. Some NBA analysts suggested that Julius's personality, strong, stubborn, and determined, was both the driving force behind his rise from adversity and the weakness that made him prone to conflict when things didn't go his way. Nevertheless, looking at the bigger picture, these clashes couldn't overshadow the fact that Julius Randle had been, and still was, constantly growing, both as a player and as a person. At 30, he understood more than ever that reputation and success in the NBA weren't just measured by the scores on the board, but also by how he faced, corrected, and moved past his own mistakes. Chapter 6. Achievements. When effort turns into glory. Amidst a generation of NBA overflowing with prominent stars, Julius Randle still managed to etch his name into the record books through unwavering perseverance and explosive seasons when few expected it. The most memorable achievement of Julius's career came in the 2020-21 season while he was wearing the New York Knicks jersey. It was the season where Julius made a spectacular breakthrough, transforming himself from a player considered average into a true NBA star. He averaged 24.1 points, 10.2 rebounds, and 6.0 assists per game, setting personal milestones far beyond anything he had done before. Notably, Julius's three-point shooting percentage soared from 27.7% to 41.1%, a rare improvement for a traditional big man. This brilliant performance not only helped the Knicks return to the playoffs for the first time in 8 years, but also earned Julius a series of prestigious accolades. That year, he was awarded the NBA Most Improved Player Award, the league's most improved player. Julius received 98 out of 100 first-place votes, one of the most dominant victories in the history of the category. Not stopping there, he was also selected to the NBA All-Star team for the first time in his career and named to the All-NBA second team, something very few Knicks players had achieved in the past 2 decades. The following seasons continued to see Julius Randle maintain his All-Star caliber. He was selected to the All-Star team 2 more times in 2023 and 2024, solidifying his status as one of the top power forwards in the Eastern Conference, and then the Western Conference after his trade to the Minnesota Timberwolves. Beyond team accolades, Julius also boasts impressive individual moments. On March 20th, 2023, in a game against the Minnesota Timberwolves, he scored 57 points, a career high and the second highest single-game scoring total in New York Knicks history, only behind Carmelo Anthony's record of 62 points. Additionally, Randle set a record by becoming the first Knicks player in history to average 20-plus points, 10-plus rebounds, and 5-plus assists in the first 6 games of a season. At the international level, Julius won a gold medal with the USA U18 national team at the 2012 FIBA Americas Championship before entering the highest level of basketball. While not always the player featured on major newspaper headlines, Julius Randle has built an admirable list of achievements by quietly perfecting each skill season after season. With each all-star selection, with each explosive 50-plus point game, Julius not only proved his worth to the entire NBA, but also to the boy who once shot hoops under the dim yellow lights of the South Dallas courts. Chapter 7. Crossroads Ahead. Choices for the future. Turning 30, Julius Randle understands that his professional basketball career is more than halfway over. But for him, this isn't a time to slow down. It's a time to calculate each step with the utmost precision. Currently, Julius Randle is in the 3rd year of a 4-year, $117 million contract he signed while with the New York Knicks. After being traded to the Minnesota Timberwolves in October 2024, he quickly established himself as a key player alongside Anthony Edwards and Karl Anthony Towns, contributing to the Timberwolves becoming one of the strongest teams in the Western Conference in the 2024 to 2025 season. Contractually, Randle faces an important decision. He has the option to trigger a player option worth nearly $31 million to stay with the Timberwolves for another season, or decline it to become a free agent in the summer of 2025. According to multiple sources, Julius Randle has expressed a desire to continue his long-term commitment to Minnesota. He has not only found a team that fits his playing style, but also feels respected and valued as a crucial piece in the Timberwolves' championship aspirations. However, the financial equation is not simple. The Minnesota Timberwolves have already invested heavily to retain key players like Rudy Gobert, Karl Anthony Towns, and especially young star Anthony Edwards. If they want to keep Randle, the team will have to carefully consider how to avoid violating the salary cap and the NBA's strict regulations. Outside of the Timberwolves, several other teams are reportedly closely monitoring Randle's situation. Teams lacking a scoring and passing big man, such as the San Antonio Spurs or the Miami Heat, could be potential destinations if he decides to challenge himself in a new environment. In terms of performance, Julius Randle has maintained a good level of fitness, despite experiencing some shoulder and groin injuries in recent seasons. Experts believe that if he adjusts his playing style, he can definitely extend his peak career for at least another 3 to 4 years. Off the court, Julius Randle has systematically prepared for life after basketball. His investments in real estate, restaurants, and sports technology are generating a stable income stream. He also spends more time with his family, with Kendra, his 2 young sons, and his daughter expected to be born in 2025. Julius Randle's future, therefore, is not just limited to the remaining few NBA seasons. It's a long-term journey, where he not only proves himself as a resilient warrior on the court, but also as a man who knows how to build a legacy beyond the bright lights. Whether he continues to conquer new heights with the Timberwolves or opens a new chapter with another team, Julius Randle has already etched his name onto the NBA map as a symbol of willpower, perseverance, and constant growth. From a solitary boy in the poor neighborhoods of Dallas, Julius Randle has traveled a journey longer than anyone ever imagined. Without a father by his side, without any handouts, he learned to navigate his darkest days alone, from dusty basketball courts to the dazzling lights of the NBA. Julius's career was no bed of roses. He broke his leg in his very first game, endured disappointing seasons, and faced harsh criticism from his own fans. But instead of giving up, Julius rebuilt everything step by step: his skills, his fitness, his spirit, and his belief. He became an all-star, the symbol of the New York Knicks' resurgence, the pride of the Minnesota Timberwolves, and more importantly, the man who stood firm amidst challenges without seeking pity. Off the court, Julius built a dream life for himself. A multi-million-dollar mansion, a collection of expensive supercars, smart investments, and a complete family with the wife who stood by him through the difficult early days. At 30, Julius Randle is no longer the boy who fell on the concrete courts of South Dallas. He is proof that with will, perseverance, and an unyielding ambition, you can turn scars into crowns. For Julius Randle, the story is not over. New chapters are still being written with the very hands he once used to brush off the dirt after every fall. We are not responsible if you misunderstand or misapply this content. Please consider, verify, and selectively accept the information. Found it interesting? Give it a like, comment, share, or subscribe to the channel. That's the fuel for us to tell more top stories about other NBA superstars.